Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 55 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Spot on. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a good week. It's been a fun week. Got the green screen behind me now, so that's fun.
Or maybe you're actually in front of a brick wall.
Maybe I'm actually in front of a brick wall. You never know. But for anyone new here, we do these live streams every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific to make sure we're answering your questions and staying in tune with you guys by using the product ourselves. And it's a lot of fun. We like answering your questions. And then also we always cover our 3 pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those 3 things, StreamYard is the product for you. Let's just see who's hanging out with us in chat here. Raymond, thanks for tuning in. Doctor of Welsh Magic. That sounds like an interesting channel. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Michael, nice to see you here as always. Chavs TV has a question. Is there any possibility that the shared screen would be 2, or what I mean, waiting for the next screen share? I think I know what you mean, Chav. So like the ability to share multiple screens and sort of queue things up so you can switch between them. I don't think we'll do it specifically with screen share, but we do have plans to basically an alternative to do that. Most of the time when someone's doing that, it's when they're sharing longer form video. So we do plan on adding a feature where you will be able to queue up multiple videos and sort of cycle through them. Do you have anything to add there, Dan?
Yeah, we've also considered actually allowing multiple screen sharing as well. It depends on like kind of the demand of it. I see, because I have seen people where maybe they're sharing like Photoshop and a website or something. So I get that point, but hopefully if we have like a longer form video sharing, that'll address the need for a lot of people. And then if it's still a big need, we'd consider it. It's very hard on your computer, screen sharing. So like sharing 2 at once, especially on weaker devices, can be kind of problematic. So that's part of the reason we've shied away from it so far. Plus it just kind of makes the product a little more confusing. But yeah, it's something we've considered.
Dana, thanks for hanging out with us. Gadget Goddess, nice to see you here. Chav is also on Facebook. I think we just covered that one. John tuning in from Denton, Texas.
Cool.
Nice to have Texas here. Raymond says, I really do love the StreamYard service. That's great to hear. As someone who is totally blind, using the website is quite easy, and what I've utilized so far has been accessible with my screen reading software. Yeah, that's great to hear. We did, a while back, we did try to make everything accessible, but it's always a place where I know we can improve. So if you pick up on anything that that isn't accessible, shoot us an email, contact@streamyard.com, and we'll do our best to address it. But yeah, that's cool that you're able to use it. NLTMW, thanks for hanging out. Not 100% sure what that means, but I'll take it as a compliment. Kateri, thanks for tuning in with us. Gerhard says, is StreamYard better than OBS? They're pretty different products. People that use StreamYard generally, they choose StreamYard for the simple option and not having to download anything, just having a nice quick way to go live and still have some fun features that would be pretty hard to implement in OBS. Like if you wanted to get OBS showing comments on screen and dynamic lower thirds, that'd be pretty difficult. But OBS is a great program too, so it's just to each their own.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
Not better, just very different, I would say.
Absolutely. Steven says, what's up from Costa Rica? What's up? Doug, thanks for hanging out with us. Casey says, I recently moved my membership platform to Podia. Any chance of being able to stream directly to Podia? I'm not too familiar with Podia. I'd have to look into it, Casey. If they have live streaming themselves, they probably have an RTMP option. So you could check that, because we do have with StreamYard, you can basically send it everywhere using that custom RTMP option. So that might be an option for you if they have live streaming. If they don't, it might be difficult.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one either. Podia.
Street Politics, you all have the best service. It's so easy. Thank you so much. Brian says multiple screen shares would be fantastic. I would be kind of curious. I did sort of brush over that saying, oh, we'll add multiple videos. I'm curious if people, if would having the ability to queue up multiple videos, would that fully solve your problem, or would you also like multiple screen shares? I'd be curious.
Yeah. Or say you do like images as well.
Yeah.
Static media you can do separately.
Like slide decks. Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably adding that sort of stuff. But do you have like two specific different programs like you're sharing? Like I said, Photoshop and a website, or two websites, or like is that something people need?
Hi, Ross. Thanks for hanging out with us from South Australia.
Cool.
Wonderful Monday. It's Monday over there.
South Australia. I wonder what time. What time is that?
I have no idea.
Monday morning.
Danny Weatherford says, thanks so much for StreamYard. Of course, thanks for using StreamYard. Helps out our live stream for our cooking show. Only thing we have got to work on is when we live stream to Facebook is keeping up with comments, but having fun working with StreamYard. That's a good problem to have. It means people are enjoying it if you're having trouble getting to all the comments.
And we are still hoping to add kind of a filtering option there.
Yeah, hopefully we can support, I know slow mode for YouTube is one thing that people want. Lots of people from Australia. Michael, really love your software. Used it for my first 2 videos now and will continue doing so. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much.
Right on. Melbourne.
All right, we do have some topics to get to, so I'll jump back to those unless there's some quick questions here. If there's anything you want us to cover, guys, just let us know. Ross is pronounced Roz. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Roz, maybe. Sorry about that. Oh, it's a holiday in Australia. Nice.
Wonder what the holiday is.
I don't know. John says, is it possible to have multi-camera switching? No, but that is also on the agenda, is the ability to bring in multiple web cameras and switch between them.
And so you can switch your camera. You just can't have multiple cameras and switch them. Or you can't have multiple cameras, period.
Yeah, that's an important point. In the settings, you can switch between them. So if you just go to your settings, you can change which camera is showing. Just can't have both at the same time. All right, we wanted to cover some of the, actually let's first do, so obviously we have green screen support now, so we hope you guys are enjoying that feature. There are a couple aspects of it we wanted to touch on tonight. One of them is some of the resources for background. So we've been getting lots of questions about where to find backgrounds. I think you actually added this to our docs, right? There's some links there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go to the green screen docs, you can now find some links to some resources. They're listed there. Pexels, Unsplash, and Pixabay are good places to find lots of stock photos and royalty-free images to use for your green screen. So check that out.
Yeah, the last thing you want is run into some copyright issues just because you're using some, a brick wall that happens to be.
Yeah, definitely be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful about that.
We also we use Flickr sometimes. So just Flickr has a ton of images. So you can use Flickr, but not everything is royalty free. So you have to kind of be careful with what license you choose. Like on Flickr, you can choose, I think it's like no copyright at all. And then it's just like under the Creative Commons license. That's where we get a lot of the images that we actually use in our product. Like I think the brick wall you have now is from Flickr, I believe.
You guys already have access to this one anyway, so you can just use this brick wall if you want. One thing we wanted to touch on is if you use the green screen, you'll see that note that basically says like, hey, this is a pretty process intensive feature, just so you know. But we thought we maybe should give you a bit more clarity on that. So on most computers, it's performed extremely well. Like if you have a recent Chromebook, I'm shocked how well those perform. So you don't think of a Chromebook as a powerful computer. So the rule isn't perfect. Most new computers will work very well. So even if it's a cheap Chromebook, if it's from 2019 or this year, it will work. It'll work very well. And then there's some that are sort of surprising that you would think that will work well that don't. And one of those is MacBook Pros that have the Intel Iris graphics, which is not the external card. It's built onto the chip itself. So we're looking into that, and we'll hopefully be able to improve that for that particular computer. But that's really the only complaint we've gotten as far as computers go. That one where someone is expecting it to perform well and it doesn't is that particular model, and we're looking into it. Hopefully we can improve performance on that laptop. But overall, it's been great. So cheap Chromebooks have performed well. Even there's a lot of MacBook Airs that they still perform quite well. Personally, this is a pretty old desktop, like 5 years. It doesn't have a graphics card. It performs relatively well. So even if you think your computer's not powerful enough, give it a shot because it might work just fine.
Yeah, and I know, like, I even saw some questions like, "Hey, I have a MacBook Pro. Is that fast enough?" Like, MacBook Pros are pretty fast.
Yeah, so
I'm probably actually going to adjust the text a little bit to explain like what powerful means, because like, yeah, MacBook Pro, other than the one case you just said where there's specific types that are in trouble, like a MacBook Pros are fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even MacBook Airs are like fast enough. Won't perform as well as a higher power computer, but yeah, I mean it'll work.
Yay for the Aussie posse. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still curious what the holiday is.
It was Australia Day, or the day after Australia Day is the holiday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Professor Nez, thanks so much. Have you tried it out? Let's see. Is there any possibility of changing the size of an image overlay like the one Ecamm has, like the ability to use any size overlay? I'm not sure I'm fully following. You kind of can do that just by making it transparent, Bonnie. So like if you want like to have something appear on a certain part of the screen, you just put it on a transparent 1280 by 720 image and can place it wherever you like.
But yeah, it's not our plan to make like a drag and droppable type image. It's just
okay.
That's one of the things we just kind of said. Like, there's a lot of like OBS type products that are very complex that you can do that. And
I guess I misunderstood. She means like just drag things around on the.
I think.
Screen. So yeah, that's sort of where we drew the line of like wanting to keep things simple. It's like nothing moves. You just upload it.
Yeah. Yeah, when we say ease of use as one of the pillars, that's sort of what we're referring to. But yeah, you can make, like Gage said, you just make the 1280 by 720 transparent PNG image, and then you can kind of put the overlay wherever you want in it.
The Geek and I says, any ability to use a GIF background? I don't actually remember this, Dan. So you can use GIF overlays, right? Do we allow GIF backgrounds?
So you can use a GIF background. You just can't use a GIF green screen background.
Okay, so yes, you can use GIF backgrounds, but not green screen GIFs.
Not planning to add that unless there's like a huge demand for it. It's a little harder on your computer to do it, is sort of the main reason I shy away from it. But yeah, it's definitely possible. Same like we've had a couple people mention video backgrounds for green screen specifically, and something we'll consider, but unless there's a huge demand, probably won't do that.
Victor says, I'll be using StreamYard more soon, but how is the iPhone option going? So we do support, like guests can join on iPhones and Androids. It is on our roadmap to support mobile hosting as well. I don't have a date or anything, but it is. I know it's important to all of you, which means it's important to us.
And I'm always curious, just to follow up. We've asked this a few times before, but anytime like someone else mentions it, it's good to get feedback on it. For an app, or like if it's straight in the browser, so you can stream from your iPhone, what options do you want? So do you want like everything you have in the studio now? Like, do you want, or is it just like, I just want to be able to add guests, or I want to be able to, share my mobile screen while I play or go through an app, or like, but do you also want banners, comments? Like, is it? So let us know. Is it everything, or just certain parts of StreamYard to simplify it?
Yeah. Okay. It'd be nice to know what the essentials are, just so we can fit things nicely on that tiny phone screen. Michael says, can we make it easier to see overlays and images? Maybe let us name the images when we hover, especially. Yes, that one comes up quite a bit just in the overlay section, being able to label them. It's certainly possible. Sorry?
Been very persistent on that one.
That one does come up a lot. So at some point, Michael, hopefully soon. Denise says, new to StreamYard and very impressed. Thanks, Denise. That's nice of you to say.
Right on.
John says, Acme Brick may sue us. Hopefully not. Don't sue us, Acme Brick. A couple people saying that Canva's a good resource. Yeah, Canva's a cool tool. I didn't realize that you could also make videos with Canva. I thought it was kind of limited on what you could do, but when I looked into it a bit more, it's actually pretty powerful, all the stuff you can do in Canva. Spectrum next sale or promo. We don't have anything running now, but and nothing planned for the immediate future, but there'll probably be another one at some point, so stay tuned. It's Marshall says, can you do this crying emoji? Yes, you can do all the emojis. So you should see the crying emoji there. USA live stream gadgets and things says, are you planning to have a summit for all StreamYard subscribers once a year? Do you mean like an in-person summit? That'd be kind of cool. We're definitely open to it. If you have any specific ideas for us, let us know here or over email. Because yeah, we'd definitely be open to it. I'd be curious where you guys would want that to be and what it would look like. But we're certainly open to it.
Yeah, it is something we've considered. Like it would be. One of the cool benefits of live stream, right, is it's kind of this scalable way to interact with people. But yeah, the only thing I would say that's more or better interaction, of course, is actually being in person. So yeah, it'd be cool to meet a lot of you guys in person. So yeah, we're open to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to social media marketing world. So if any of you are going to be there, we could say hi. I haven't bought my ticket yet or anything, so no promises, but I'm considering going. Denise says, can we add emoticons to the banner? And also a fan of Canva. Yep, you can add emoticons. They're just emojis, right? You can add them to the banners. And if someone types it in the comment, they'll show up as well. Your name tag as well. Some people like to do that in their name tag. When you enter, you can put a little emoji next to your name.
So we don't have like a separate button for it.
Yeah, so that makes it, you have to copy paste it in.
Yeah, or like if you, on a Mac, or at least on my computer, it's, my keys are very different than most Macs, but I think it's like Control or Command Option Space or something like that. You'd have to just look it up if you're on a Mac, and it'll just pull up like the list of all the emojis, so that works. Or yeah, just look it up. Rocket emoji and copy paste it.
John, we're based in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Bonnie says, what do you all think of the addition of a consistent link to join? Possibly each host has his or her own consistent link. We're certainly open to it. It's not super high on our priority list, partly just because most of the time I think you usually don't want to have you want to have a unique link for each guest, but I know some people just want to always have the same link, especially when they're using the Kick and studio moderation options. But potentially yes. What's your opinion on that one, Dan?
I get the use case. I'm mostly interested how many people want it. Like what we don't hear about it that much.
There was a post in the group about it not too long ago where quite a few people were interested in it. But yeah, it's not too common.
But yeah, no, I definitely get it. I get the point for it. Hopefully, as long as we allow people to change it, or else you can run into issues with that.
Victor says, I want to stream on multiple platforms. You can stream on multiple platforms on the basic plan and the pro plan. So check that out.
You betcha. And one of the things that's really cool actually is you can schedule. So if you're doing like say Facebook and YouTube, you can schedule to both, which we don't actually talk about it that much, but scheduling honestly is super important. Like it's one of the things that's really helped us when we go live is being able to send out the link in advance. A huge force, honestly. So I think being able to multi-stream and schedule is good stuff.
April says, I have a fairly new PC and found when I use green screen, I had some sync issues. Have there been any similar issues reported? So that is what will generally happen if your computer's having trouble like doing the actual green screen function. So it might not, it's possible that your browser's not using your GPU. So you should check out when you go to the green screen section, there's a link right there, right, Dan, to check out the green screen tutorial.
I think so, at the bottom. We don't use it. If it's not using your GPU, we don't do it.
Oh, okay, so it wouldn't even bother?
No.
So maybe shoot us a message, April, with the details of your computer, and we can maybe look into it a bit. Yeah. I'm guessing it doesn't have a graphics card. Would you say, Dan?
I was going to say one of the things to mention is that's how it works. Like the green screen feature will use whatever graphics card you have. So we just kind of use the term, it needs to be a fairly powerful computer. Really, it needs to have a graphics card of some sort. And sometimes that'll be like a separate graphics card. A lot of times it's just like a little part of like the main chip of the computer. And those ones don't usually perform as well because it's just kind of like a little side part. So yeah, it could be just yours isn't powerful enough. Or maybe if you have like tons of other stuff going on that are also using it, that can cause some trouble.
Michael just wants to be able to enter without using desktop mode.
Looking into.
Oh, maybe that's what Victor was referring to, was from the phone, being able to stream to multiple platforms. I mentioned that earlier, but I think I misunderstood you, Victor. So thanks for the feedback there.
Yeah, good catch.
Just make sure I haven't missed any new questions. Michael says, can we schedule Facebook 30 minutes later than the other services? Please, I don't want to cancel after 9 minutes. Do you know what Michael's referring to there, Dan?
So I know he's referring to about the 9 minutes. So this is like Facebook's rule where you schedule to Facebook and you're scheduled for a certain time. At least I think that's what he's referring to. And if you don't go live, 10 minutes later, Facebook will delete it. So now the rest of it. So can we schedule it 30 minutes later? I don't want to cancel after 9 minutes.
I don't think we would do that, just because it would make the scheduling very strange.
I'm just trying to understand the exact question first. I'm not sure. Maybe if you can clarify that a bit more. Or did you fully get it, Gage?
No, I don't fully understand. I thought maybe Michael just meant like start the Facebook one later than the other ones or something.
Can you hear the sirens at my house?
Yeah.
I'll mute myself for a minute.
JT says, hi guys, I use StreamYard all the time. Hats off to the product. I love using it to engage with my community via the software. I think more options need to be made free. YT doesn't charge us anymore. I'm glad you're enjoying the product, JT. Thanks for the feedback. Joe says, would love a video roll / bin. The video size is limited at the moment, so I can queue up intro / exit theme music. That is in our plans. All right, let me just running out of time here, so let me just go back to some of the points I wanted to cover. I grabbed some group posts that I thought we could quickly speak to. One of these was a member was asking, any chance you will add filters? I have super bright lights at the office and dim lights at home. The harsh video kills me. So we're just curious how many other people would actually be interested in something like that. Like I think Zoom has like a beautify filter and various things and filters like that. Just curious how many of you would actually use something like that.
Yeah, or like a brightness filter, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. The next topic I wanted to chat on was question of the day. I want to put a picture up as before the show that goes away when I turn on my live. How do I do that? So this question comes up a lot, so I thought it would just be worth reiterating. A nice way to sort of start your stream with like an intro overlay is to just throw up a full screen overlay, hit the go live button, and then whenever you're ready to actually start your broadcast, play a video, and then turn off the overlay while the video is playing. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. Just practice a few times and you'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This was one thing that I thought was that's the wrong one. That I thought was really cool was one gentleman was basically using green screens almost like the overlays. So he made a bunch of custom background pictures and was using them to basically show slides behind him, which was a use case that I hadn't really anticipated that I thought was pretty interesting. I just thought that was a fun thing to show. He made a bunch of custom in Photoshop, a bunch of custom green screen backgrounds, and was basically asking for an easier way to switch between new backgrounds so that he could sort of slide through the photos. And when we add hotkeys, maybe we can make that easier to do so you could switch between backgrounds. You never know.
Yeah, cool use case.
Yeah. Very
creative.
This one I actually liked a lot. Is there a test URL that allows guests to pre-check their camera and mic? I think this is something we probably will add that has just sort of gotten pushed away on the side. It's just a generic link for testing. Like right now, whenever your guest enters a broadcast, they're prompted to check to make sure everything's working. But I know when you have a guest that's really not comfortable with technology, it's nice for them to sort of have like they see that link and think it's just for the show or something like that. So they don't really want to enter, or they think they're going to be live immediately or something like that. So hopefully we can have a custom link at some point that just allows them to check their equipment and feel confident. You think that's a good idea, right, Dan?
That makes sense. Yeah. Interesting how you phrased it. Because my first thought was like, well, we do kind of check it on the way in, but yeah, I get the point of like, they're, especially if they've never been on a show before or been in a live stream and they're a bit nervous about even clicking on a link.
Yeah, it instills some confidence to see that like, oh, this is for testing only. It's not the actual show. So I definitely get it.
Yeah.
Can someone with a basic pro plan answer where what web page are guests directed to when they leave your studio? So this gentleman was just asking for some customization there. So I was curious if it's actually never come up before. So I'm guessing it's not too important to too many people. But right now, when someone leaves the studio, they just go to the StreamYard homepage. I don't think we'd ever make it customizable just because the potential for abuse might be kind of high there to just like redirect your guests places where they don't want to be redirected to. But I'm curious if anyone would actually use it.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people just close the tab, right?
Yeah, that's the most common way to leave. So yeah, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and one final subject for I know this is one that's been very important to Dave Brown for a while was he refers to them as sticky banners, and there's actually a poll right now in the StreamYard group. So if you're not in the StreamYard group and you want to have input there, go ahead and join it. It's just StreamYard Community on Facebook. If you just search that, it'll come right up. And basically what that means is right now, if you have a banner on screen like we have right now, and I show a comment and then remove the comment, the banner will no longer be showing. So the question is basically, do you want to have it set where if you have a banner showing and you go to a comment and then hide the comment, that it goes back to the banner? It's kind of a mouthful to explain, but so far the results are overwhelmingly that people want it to work where it does show the banner after the comment's hidden, which is interesting.
Or do you need an option is the other question,
or do you need an option? Yeah.
You just want one or the other.
Yeah.
We try to avoid options whenever possible.
Yeah.
They quickly get out of hand, and then you end up like with a lot of products that you guys have used where there's 10,000 options and you can't find the one you actually need anymore.
Yeah, a 10-page setting window.
Yeah. And then there's documents about the settings, and there's videos about the documents about the settings. Totally out of hand.
All right, we're almost out of time here, so let me just make sure we can get to all the questions we can. MK says, trying to use Bluetooth earbuds, but it won't allow me. Maybe message us StreamYard.com/contact, and we can try to help you troubleshoot. Variants hoping for that comment picker / voting system. We might release that at some point. So stay tuned.
It's fun.
Denise loved the video quality of StreamYard. Super impressed. That's great to hear.
Definitely something we're always trying to improve too.
NLTMW says, you mentioned hotkeys. Reminds me that I haven't asked about Stream Deck in a while. Yes, I know that's a popular one. Hopefully at some point. Kateri says, can you please look into allowing guests to comment in chat? We'd like to allow you to do that. It's a bit more complicated than it might seem, and that I won't go into all the details, but basically you'd have to have your guest log into every platform to be able to comment on that platform, which can make it kind of complex. Do you have anything to add there, Dan?
Yeah, it's definitely something we're considering. Like we kind of laid down the groundwork for it with the ability to ban guests where guests now have to log in. So that was the start of it. But yeah, it is just a matter of like designing it to make sure it's simple, because I know some people want just the ability, like kind of what you said, right? The ability to just comment on YouTube or the ability to just comment on Facebook or all 5 platforms you're streaming to. So yeah, it's thinking through that part of it. But it's definitely something we'd like to add.
I'm enjoying some of the filter comments. The de-wrinkler.
What's that?
Those are some of the feedbacks on the filters they would like to use.
That's cool. That would be a good name for one if we could pull that off.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's cool.
All right. I think we've covered most of the questions. If we missed anything, I'll do my best to come back to them and answer them. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be here next week at the same time. This was episode number 55 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. We will see you next week.
Cool. See you, everybody.